What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the I was gonna say the Honor Pursuit podcast. See, Kyle got me messed up. Welcome to another episode of the Imperfect Action Show. You know what it is on this show. We take imperfect action, right? We connect with 6, 7, 8 figure earners every morning for 30 minutes, right? I bring you guys these amazing people so you can ask them questions in real time. We talk about marketing and business lessons, principles, and strategies with hopes that you take some of this information, you take your version of imperfect action, right? You get a result, and then you get closer to your goals and closer to your dreams. On today's episode, if you guys have not seen me on his podcast, if you have not seen him on one of my platforms, I don't know where you've been at. You know what I'm saying? This is definitely one of the dudes that we actually met on a virtual challenge, and I've been tapped in ever since. Been building, and that's definitely something that you guys should be doing. Get in the virtual rooms if you can't get in the physical rooms. Network, meet and connect with people. Without further ado, I want to introduce somebody that is a leader, father. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's a podcaster. Somebody that's matriarch of the house. Someone that is literally teaching you how to make 5 to 6 figures with digital products, specifically how to become an author. Why not do it with this guy? One of my favorite people on the internet, you know what I'm saying, is Mr. Kyle S. King. And bro, welcome back to
Appreciate you,
the show. It's good to see
appreciate
you
you.
and have you here again.
Nah, I appreciate you, brother. Let's get it, man. It's always good to see you, man. I feel like we talk more often than we actually talk. So this
Yeah,
is
we
dope.
do.
This is dope.
Let's keep it a buck, bro. It's hard to get you, it's hard to connect with you, bro.
Nah, I know,
Yeah.
I know.
Listen, I want to tell y'all real quick, and then we're gonna tap into today's subject. And I want to tell y'all real quick about persistence. You know what I'm saying, and how. And I'm gonna share this with you. This is not how I feel, but I know a lot of people feel this is which is why they give up. You may want to connect with somebody. You may want to do something, and it's not happening the time that you set for yourself, or the time that you anticipate or expect it to happen. So after maybe one attempt, you give up. Maybe after two attempts, you give up. Maybe after three attempts, you're like, "Yo, he ain't rocking with me," or they just got. So you give up. But at the end of the day, if you want it to happen, it's gonna happen. But it's gonna happen in its time,
Facts.
right? So just you never know what someone got going on their end. You never know if they're as busy, less busy. They got a family. They don't got a family. They had a situation in their life. They're going overseas. They're moving. They're shaking. You never know what's going on.
That's right.
So especially if you want to connect, network, and build with somebody, throw the bridge out there and just keep leaning forward, and it's gonna go back. Especially if you're bringing a lot of value to the marketplace. And I think, that's one of the reasons why we're able to connect, build, and have a mutual respect. Myself, that's at least what I feel like.
Nah, definitely. I think a lot of people are selfish, bro.
Mm.
I think either a lot of people are selfish, they're entitled, or they're just not persistent enough, right? Like just because I reach out to somebody one time, I think it's a bit of selfishness, me feeling entitled to believe that they owe me a response right now,
Yeah.
right? Or that they're supposed to stop what they're doing, their community, their family, all of these different things, and give me a response right now. So if anybody on here doesn't get anything from what I say, right? If you don't get any value, the one thing that I want you to say is stay persistent, right? Because that next time you're doing everything right, you're just not doing it enough. You're
Yep.
sending enough DMs, you're just not sending enough. You have to increase your volume, you have to increase your persistence and your resiliency so that you can be able to get anything you achieve.
Yo, the boy is speaking facts. He's not lying to you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send a quick little text out to my community, let them know that we're live. The ones that might be stragglers, it's all good. Sometimes I need a little nudge. So while I'm doing that, why don't you tell the people? You know what? I know people generally like, yo, let them know a little bit about you, what you stand for, where you come from. I want to do a little different. Why don't you let people know what has happened in your life in the past 60 days?
Oh,
Why don't we start off there? What has happened in your life in the past 60 days in a way that you can use that to explain who you are and let people know who you are?
okay. That's a great question. There's not a lot of questions that throw me off. You know us, man. We podcasters, we always on our feet, bro. What has happened to
Can't
me?
make it comfortable for you, bro.
Nah, no, I like it. I like it. What has happened to me in the last 60 days? Um, hmm. My mother is leaving her career after 22 years of being at Volvo Cars of North America, and she's moving into, something that's more passionate, something that's more career driven or core values driven. And why that means something to me is because, so since I was 16 years old, I've been afforded the opportunity of driving new cars every single year for the last 13 years. So
Spoiled.
it's spoiled, another
Spoiled.
level of privilege, right? And one of the things that she said, and she was like, I don't want to leave because I know that you guys won't be able to have your cars anymore, right? And one of the things that I asked her, I was like, Mom, what is the cost costing you, right? I said, because if she would have stayed there 3 years additional, then we would all had our cars for life. If you stayed 25 years, we would have had our cars for life. But I was like, what is the cost costing you? What is that additional 3 years of you committing to a company that doesn't acknowledge you, doesn't respect you, doesn't value you, gives you stress, has you drinking, all these different things? What is that 3 years? How much is that 3 years going to take off of the rest of your life where we get to spend with you? Right? So I want you to operate in a place of values. I want you to go work with a company that's integral. I want you to go work with a company that makes you feel good and that's passionate. So if there's something that can help identify me or describe who I am, is that I'm a man of character, value, and integrity. I'm only taking opportunities that align with my values and that align with my vision. I'm only allowing people in my space. I'm only taking on business opportunities that align with who I am as an individual. And when I instill those things into my son and anything around me, that's what identified me as. That was good. That's a good question.
Yo, man, listen, bro. You know what? So this morning, right? I looked at the link in your bio, and I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up right now, right? And this is the one thing that I saw that made me smile. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick because I haven't looked at your specific links in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I wanted to grab something to put below so people could tap into you. And I grabbed the cohort, what I'm saying, the 30-day cohort. So if you want that, I'll keep that. If you want to switch that, we'll switch it up. But one of the things that I like, right, was registering for the Dad and Me luncheon, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's so fire, bro, because I mean, we were just talking, right before we jumped on, live about you had put up the post where you were teaching your son or helping your son, I should say, look like, skating. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, yo, how does that feel coming full circle? Because did you have that moment with your dad? And he was just like, yeah. So now, obviously seeing that in present time, but then, also seeing the Dad and Me luncheon, I know that, being a father, a leader, and having that like that prominent presence and consistency,
Mm-hmm.
not only in your family but specifically in your son's life. I know that means a lot to you, but also like beyond all the things that you do that the people can see and which you give value to everyone. I know that's kind of like a base layer that may or may not go, unseen or unnoticed. I notice it because I know the relationship and how passionate you are about, being a dad and stuff like that. So when I saw this luncheon, I'm like, bro, I love this, bro, because like now you're really, it's great because for those that don't know marketing or those that don't know community building or those that don't understand about giving more value or how to tap into our next level, you're literally for people that are not authors or in your program, you're literally specifically niching down to provide more value to men, right, and connect with them on a more intimate level, and
Exactly.
teaching them, sharing them, coaching and being coached, right, like being vulnerable and actually bonding and building real relationships. That's gonna change lives right there. So I
Exactly.
was like, yo, that's crazy. I'm like, I need to have a son, bro. Can I join with our son? Can I adopt a son? How can I get in this group?
Let's get it. Let's get it, bro. And one of the things that anybody, I know we're gonna get into the strategy stuff a little bit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Every single person has a dad inside of them. Every single person, right? Just because you don't necessarily have a child, right? Let's say you aspire to have a child. Every single person has a dad in them. And what I recognize is how I would define a father or a dad is somebody that shows up for someone that is not theirs or someone that is theirs. Someone that uses their gifts or their ministry to be present in somebody else's life, to be able to cultivate that person to get to their desired results and their dreams. Not leading my son to where I believe is best for him. And I believe everybody has that. Like, bro, like just because you have a community, there's that same transferable skill that you give in showing up for people and committed to your work and consistent. When you have a child, right, it's the same transferable skills. And I think a lot of times we think that being a parent and being an entrepreneur and all these different things are separate. It's all the same things. And how we do everything is how we should do anything. And we have to show up, be consistent, be patient, be empathetic, be compassionate, and all of these things as a CEO and as a person and as a parent.
Bro, listen. First of all, what y'all need to do, I kind of wait to the end for this, but I'm gonna just do it right now. Then we're gonna talk about the money. But y'all need to follow my guy, Kyle S. King. So I'm gonna just drop it right here in the chat. I also want to encourage you guys. We're gonna be talking about really launching 5 figures with an ebook, position yourself and stuff like that, which I think is great for you guys to understand. But at the same time, if you have any questions that may be outside of that scope of today's conversation that you want to ask Kyle, definitely drop those questions in the chat. Him and I have a relationship, so it's a very fun, easy, flowing conversation on today's show. So I definitely want to make sure you guys actually, if you have any questions, that you drop them in the chat so we can definitely answer those questions in real time. All right, bro. You know what it is. How do we get to the money?
Let's get it, bro. Let's get it.
How do I, right? Let's say I've never did an ebook before, right? How can I get a 5-figure launch that looks so far-fetched? Because my friend got an ebook right now on Amazon. It's $9.99. I was gonna do the exact same thing. How can I get 5-figure launch on the ebook?
How much time we got, bro? How much time we got?
Man, we got about, I ain't gonna hold you. We got like 19 minutes.
All right. Can I give them everything? Can I give them everything?
Yo, I would love it if you gave them everything, because this is going to be evergreen, so they can come back to this, bro.
All right, let's go. Let's go. So one of the things that I think a lot of people make the mistake on is that they create the product before they understand the person, right? They create the product before they understand the person. Let's get it. So stop creating courses, books, products, all of these different things before you actually know who you're serving. So one of the things, before we know who we're serving, we have to know who we are as individuals. If we want to show up better for people, we have to show up better for ourselves. So the first step is to understand what is the painful catalyst in your life that motivated you to do what it is that you do. If you're a coach, if you're a speaker, if you're an author, if you're a person that's trying to create content and deliver content for people, I need you to understand what motivated you to do that. All right? What motivated you to do that? You were sick of this. You were tired of this. You experienced this. You wanted this. You didn't get it. You needed this. Once you understand that, I'm gonna give you an example. I was tired of students not being empowered in the classroom. I was tired of Black kids being looked at and labeled as this thing. So I created after school programs and summer programs that helped Black students learn how to be empathetic and all these different things, right? Fast forward, like back up to fast forward. So what it is, so let's say I build a landing page, right? Let's say I build a landing page. Are you tired of having products that aren't launching? Are you experiencing, people come to your specific funnels and not converting or not registering? So the same things that you wrote down that you were tired of, you turn those same things into questions and use that as copy on your page. All right. So then the second step is to identify or interrogate your circumstance. Y'all better be writing this down. Interrogate your circumstance. So step 2 is once you begin to understand, all right, who am I? Then it's like, when you were going through this, what were you feeling? When you were going through this, what were you saying? When you were going through this, what were you doing? When you were going through this, what were you experiencing? Now you're actually going into the minds of your specific person, of your specific avatar. Let me tell you this. Don't choose a person until you understand who you are. Because a lot of y'all are trying to jump out and be business coaches and y'all haven't built businesses. Some of y'all are trying to be author coaches and you haven't written any books. Some of y'all are trying to do stuff before you actually align and identify the things that you already do amazing. A lot of y'all have really strong skill sets, but you're just not taking time to reflect on it, okay? So then the second step is to interrogate and ask yourself questions. One of the exercises that I want you to do, I call this a 100 questions exercise. 100 questions to ask myself exercise.
But Kyle, do they really need to ask themselves 100 questions?
They do.
Because people are going to be like, 100 questions, bro?
They do. I'm going to tell you this. How do you create 100 solutions for your client if you can't ask yourself 100 questions?
Facts.
Right? So, and really the baseline is the questions turn into SOPs. The questions turn into content. The questions turn into activities. The answers to all of these different things turn into content, copy, solutions, SOPs, all of the different things. These are the baselines and the guidelines and the activities that will drive your life and your business forward. All right.
Tell people what SOPs are if they never heard that.
For sure. So standard operating procedures. So let's say this. How do you start a podcast? So first step is to do this. Second step is to do this. And when you have SOPs, that allows you as a business owner, as a consecrator, whoever you are, to remove yourself so that it can still duplicate the task through someone else. So now I don't have to do it, and I can give this SOP to someone else and they can do it on my behalf. All right. So step 3, now it's time for us to get into it. Step 3, once you have done the work and realize, all right, these are my passions. This is what I experienced. This is what my people are experiencing. Now I want you to create a character. If you were standing in front of the person, this person specifically, right, that experienced all of the things that you experienced, who is that person? I want you to create a character. If that person was being featured in a movie, a blockbuster movie, what would they be doing? What would they be experiencing? Where would they be? Where would they be? All of these different things, right? Is that my camera or is that yours?
I think that's yours.
Oh, hold on. Here we go. Can y'all see me? Oh, the camera.
I missed you, bro. I missed you.
All right, it's all good. My camera died on my end. So I want y'all to create a character. Create a character. Who is the ideal person that would best benefit from your specific solutions, your specific strategies, your specific techniques to it is what you're doing? Okay. Who do you want to make a difference for? And who do you want to be a hero for? And how do you want to make a difference for these people? Okay. So once you understand that, now it's time for you to create the steps. Now it's time for you to create all of the different steps. When we think about the specific avatar assignment, now that we've created a character, that character is your avatar. Okay. There's 5 components of any avatar. There's your demographic information. Who are these specific people? Who are these specific people? There's the sources of information. Where are they getting information? Who are the gurus that they follow? What are the podcasts that they listen to? Okay. There's their desires. What do they really want? What do they really want? There's the pain points and their challenges. What are they experiencing? You've already wrote that down. And then number 5 is their objections. Their objections. What are the things that are stopping them from taking action? What are the things that are stopping them from specifically doing the thing that you're going to be teaching them on? All right. Once you understand that, I want you to do this next thing. It's called QPO. QPO. I need you to understand the questions that these people are asking. Now, you can send out a painstaking survey. You can go on Google Form and you can figure out questions to ask them so that they understand. Then understand their problems that they're experiencing. You should already know this. Then understand the objections. All right. Because I'm tired of people building out ebooks and courses and all these different things and not doing the work on the front end. This helps you create an evergreen product or service. All right. Once you have that, then you write out the steps. Once you have the market research from, all right, these are their problems. These are the questions. These are the objections. This is what they're experiencing. This is what they desire. That what they want is what they want is right here. Where they are is right here. That middle point is your ebook. That middle point is your course. That middle point is what we call the transformative process to move your prospect from qualified buyer to loyal customer. All right. So now I want you to write down the steps. What are the steps that you would give somebody to take them from where you were and when it was motivating you and when you had that painful catalyst to where you are now in life, when you've gotten through it, where you've overcome something? A lot of y'all don't understand that what you take for granted, somebody sees as their blessing, right? Somebody sees it as their blessing.
That's heavy,
right?
right?
So yeah, you got through that. You got through all of that crap or that breakup, that divorce or that bankruptcy, all of those different things. But you took it for granted because you call yourself resiliency. No, you're an expert. You're an expert. You're a coach. And I want you to use the steps, break down the step-by-step process. The steps are your chapters. The steps are your modules in your course. The steps are each page in your ebook. All right. Then I want you to go to Canva. Then I want you to go to Canva for free. I want you to get yourself an account. I want you to actually put the steps on different pages. Number 1, page 1 is your cover photo, the cover title, the title page. Page 2 is your copyright page. Page 3 is your letter to your readers. Give them a letter to like, what are they expecting? Motivate them and give them what they're expecting. Page 4 is your table of contents. Page 5 is what I call your offer. Another offer. Here's an additional offer. Get them. It's a call to action offer. Page 6 through 13 or 14 should be like, all right, page 6 is like chapter 1 or step 1. Page 7 is like step 2. Okay. So those are your steps. Then at the end, it should be another offer page. Then the last page should be what? How to get in contact with you. And then a closing page. I just gave y'all the steps, so don't say y'all didn't know how to do it. All right? So don't say when you get to Canva, oh, what page? No. It only should be 10 to 15 pages. That's all you need. We're not writing a whole dictionary. All right, so now that you have that, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? On the front end, if you would have listened, I said do a painstaking survey. I said, go to Google Form and make a painstaking survey so that you can understand what actually needs to go into this specific survey or into this specific ebook, right? That's your market research. I want you to use that painstaking survey and send it off to 100 people. I don't care if you got to DM 25 people a day just to get 100 people to actually respond to the survey.
So let's break that down real quick. For people that think 100 is a crazy number, what if you send it off to 25 people for 4 days? What if you send it off to 20 people for 5 days? What if you just went crazy and just put on your favorite podcast or your favorite Netflix joint? You just got busy in the DMs. You know what I'm saying? You could do all 100, probably not 30 minutes or 45 minutes of that episode. It's not that hard, especially if you want the result. I just had to do a little sidebar real quick, but I'm going to let my guy keep going.
No, that's 100. That's 100.
Bring you.
All it takes is 30 minutes a day to really commit to your action. That's it. See, y'all are seeing the result, and I am seeing the process that it takes to really get the big result. $100,000 can be made on the front end. If you want to really be a millionaire, that's back end money. You have to be willing to do all of it to being able to get to that revenue that you actually desire in your life, okay? Or in your business. So I want you to send it to 100 people. I want you to get 100 responses. I don't care if you got to send it to 1,000 people. 100 responses. And what you're going to do is use those 100 responses to build your ebook. Now you have that ebook. Now you go back to the people. You go back to the people that actually responded and you send them the ebook.
So wait, hold up. You're telling me that you're going to do the survey and they're going to respond. You're going to make your ebook based on some of the information that they give you. And then you're going to hit them back up like, yo, remember that thing that you gave me, that question that you had? Well, I got the solution for you right here.
Exactly.
Get out of here, bro. No way.
That's it. That's
crazy.
That's like, hey, brother. Hey, Brendan. I know you asked me a question and I appreciate you sending me the survey information or filling out the survey. I wanted to send you something because I know you on your survey, you had this question. I wanted to give you a resource that could potentially help you get to the next step.
Crazy.
But here's the play. Here's the upsell, right? Here's the play. When they say thank you, then you hit them with step 2. Step 2 is the next message. Hey, Brendan, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. Hey, I have a webinar that's coming up on Friday that is a little bit more information. It's only $17, but I really feel like it'll really go in depth on what it is that we were talking about in the ebook. This is kind of just a starter. If you have more information, if you want some more information, check out the webinar. Boom. On the webinar, it's a breakdown and a deep dive of those 6 or 5 or 7 steps that you gave in the ebook. That's it.
Genius, bro. He's a genius.
It's the same information. The only difference is that on the webinar, for the first 15 to 20 minutes, you're telling your story. You're talking about that first 1 and 2 steps that I gave at the beginning. You're talking about your painful catalyst when you felt something and all those different things when you were going through something. You're talking about step 2 where you had to interrogate your circumstance. You know why? Because immediately 15 to 20 minutes in, you're connecting with your audience. They're connecting. They're responding in the comments and on the Zoom. They're feeling you because that's their life now. That's their life right now. So then you position a $297 upsell at the end of it. So the masterclass, the webinar is only $17. You gave them the ebook for free. The $17 masterclass. So let's say we get 100 people on the masterclass, right? So 100 times 17 is only 1,700, right? Only 20% of those people, let's say you upsell. Let's say you're not really, really strong in converting, but you did a good job getting through the slides and doing what you needed to do, and you only closed 20%. 20 people times 297, that's $5,940. Plus the $1,700 on the front end. That's $7,000, $640. For a lot of y'all, that's a lot of bread, right? But that's not enough. So let's say 7640. Only 5 people is what you need from that last 20. So the 20 that bought the 297, you're going to then reach out to every single 20 person, all of the people, all the people.
So we're gonna go from the free up to the Webby, and then from the Webby we're gonna go on the back end. 20 people, we're gonna reach out to them, give them that little,
reach out to them.
intimate.
Yep, and this is what you're gonna say. Hey, I appreciate you buying into the 297. Hey, do you mind if we spend 10 to 15 minutes? I would just love to learn what motivated you to buy. But that motivation is going to be a sales call, because you're going to want to know their motivating factors. You're going to want to know what their circumstances. You're going to want to know what they want and what their desires are. And then you're going to offer them, you know what? I appreciate you investing in the 297, but I really believe that we have a $997 offer that may be the best fit for where you are in your journey. Would you be interested in this? Right? Would you be interested? So 5 of those people, 5 times $997, that's $5,000 roughly. You add that to the 7640, that's your 5-figure launch.
Bro, listen. I hope you guys are paying attention. My man just made you guys at least 10 stacks. And hold up. Let me be clear. Let me just be clear here. He used very light numbers. Very light numbers. So if we just added a small little turn up, right? You would make more money on the front end. You make more money on the back end. You would actually take less customers to get you to that 5-figure launch. And a lot of this information that I hope did not go over your head is how you guys should be launching your digital products, instead of just coming out with a book and then just hoping that the Amazon gods is going to give you sales. And the worst thing about that is, what if there's someone that actually likes your book? You can't even resell them because you don't have your data.
That's facts.
Crazy, facts. Bro. Crazy.
I'm gonna give y'all 3 more things, right? Just one more thing. That's 3 steps in this process.
Bro, you going crazy, by the way.
I appreciate you, bro. There's only 3 things that matter. It's traffic, conversion, and price. Traffic, conversion, and price. And you talked about it just now, right? If you get more traffic, let's say you would have had 1,000 people on your webinar. Let's say you would have had 150 on your webinar. That allows you to increase your bandwidth, right? Increase your revenue on the front end and on the back end. Let's say you got better with your closing at the end. And let's say that 20% could have went up to 30%. Now you make more money on the back end. Let's say the price is higher. Let's say instead of you selling something for $997, you sold something for $1997 or $1497. One of the things, a lot of y'all maybe haven't created 6- and 7-figure companies. So I'm not going to be throwing out, here's how you make $100,000 next month. It's not realistic for a lot of y'all. But realistically, it is realistic for you to make $13,000 in 2 weeks. Easy. Because those are more, those are numbers that you believe that you can probably hit. And if you did this and you actually worked a little bit, 30 minutes a day, you'd hit those numbers. And now you do that once a month for a new product every month. Now you just created $144,000 a year.
Yo, first of all, real quick, I want you guys to follow my guy, Kyle S. King. I had the pleasure of getting him right before he's going on a family vacation. I think it's just you and your son, right? You're going out the country with you and him. So this information that y'all got, which obviously is going to be available on YouTube, I had to make sure that I was able to get him before he left. Because who knows when he would be available again. He might go crazy out there and want to spend extra time.
I appreciate it.
So the fact that he put this time aside and then literally showed you how to make 6 figures, not just 5 figures on a launch, but if you repeat that, we're talking about 6 figures, right? And 6 figures with information. Now, if you take what I like to add on it, right, and you run the pre-sale strategy, right, on top of that, you can start making this money while you're creating the actual information that's going to go in the book. And in some cases, you can you could you can even do the webinar in advance of the book because you already have the information. And then on the back end, you can still do the upsell because you're going to give them. There's just so many ways that you can go crazy with this information. And like Kyle was saying, if you just tweak the numbers a little bit, you're gonna get to the result a little faster. Finally, the action takers have woken up. We do have some questions, but I'm gonna let you guys know like this. Kyle's somebody that I value a lot, so we're not gonna go too much overtime. We're gonna answer these 3 questions, and then we're gonna be out of here. So, question number 1 is: how will we do this if we already sold copies of our ebook and now we want them to pull up to a webinar? Man, I would answer this, but it ain't about me. It's about my brother, so I'm gonna let him go. And go ahead, bro.
So we may have different perspectives, so I'd be interested in hearing yours. So one thing that I'm going to tell y'all, so if you're marketing to a cold market, you're moving them away from pain. If you're marketing to a warm or a hot market, you're moving them towards pleasure, right? What that means is, let's say I'm marketing to a new market. Here are the 6 steps to avoid that most authors are making that are costing them $100,000. If I'm marketing to a warm or hot market, here's 6 strategies that authors need to take so that they can make $1 million as an author, right? So if you already have an existing market, then you have to find ways to sell the same person multiple things. That's where you increase your lifetime value of your customer. What that means is get people to spend more with you. If you already have sold ebooks or books, you send a survey to figure out what's the next step. Every single solution that you provide, there's another problem, another 10 problems. So once you find the next step in your customer's journey, then I would sell them or create a product for that next step and then move them to a webinar.
100%. And Kyle's right. Like we do got some other takes. So I would 100% I would do exactly what he said. But some of you guys, like Ty said, maybe you have already been selling your book and you're like, my book's been out for a little bit. What do I do? All you got to do is go back to this is why you don't sell your books on Amazon. Now you can sell your books on Amazon also, but you want to send them to your site, right? You might want that Amazon cred, but you want to send them to your site. Now, everyone that comes to your site, let's say they bought your book 30 days ago, 60 days ago, 90 days ago. You never heard of this strategy. You heard this. Now you're all excited. You want to go run this play. I would send an email if you're collecting emails, which you should. I would send a text if you're collecting texts, which you should. Hey, listen, because you bought my book, I want to bring you even more value. You qualify, right, for an exclusive private webinar because you made the purchase 30 days ago, 60 days ago, 90 days ago. People love the fact that they can win something. They love the fact that they qualify for something. They love the fact that it's a private, intimate setting. And they're going to love hearing from you, which most of y'all do not do this. You sell somebody something and never contact them again. So they will love the fact that they heard from you 30, 60, 90 days later. You asked them about the book that, let's keep it real, they probably didn't even read. So because they didn't even read it, you're going to give them another opportunity to actually experience it in another way. So that's a great way that you could take somebody that already bought something from you in the past, warm them back up, and get them into that webinar to reteach them the same information that they can experience differently. Exactly. You can have that touch point with them, and then like my guy said, you can ascend them to whatever that next level is going to be, and literally keep making money with the people that have already invested with you on that. If it was a free book, a free ebook, $27, $37, $47 ebook. This is a great way to get them warm back up.
Facts. There it is.
Man, look, so many gems. We have one more question, so we get into this. Change your acts. How long are first ebooks?
10 to 15 pages. 10 to 15 pages. And I gave. So when you go back and see the replay, I gave the model for each page and what it should be.
I got
each
it right
page
here.
and what it should be. So go back and 10 to 15 pages. Can I answer one more question? Is that cool?
Please, bro.
So I see that there's a question in regards. So are all of these upsells in a funnel or on the phone, right? So what I want you to do, this is the age of technology. It's age of technology. I'm going to give y'all something. Your business has to be, it's the DARES model. Your business has to have a digital component. It has to be automated. It has to have a reoccurring feature. So you have to have a subscription model. It has to have an evergreen touch, and it has to be scalable. Okay. So what it needs to be in a funnel. I want you to go download or get the free trial of EverWebinar. or you could use Webinar Jam. You could literally record the webinar one time, and then you could let it run on demand. So now when people go and register for it, they think it's still live, but you've already done it, and you could be on the beach or in Turks or in Venice.
Yo, you can even add like automated
the bots,
automated crowd, like, yo, Jerry, that was fire. Jim, what's that? Crazy. That's it.
So go to ClickFunnels and then tag it with EverWebinar, or you can build a pipeline in Kajabi. It's either or, right? So yes, it needs to be automated. And then what I would recommend, depending on the traction, if people are buying into the upsell, the $297 upsell, I would call those people. Or somebody on your team, call those people, because it's easier for you to convert on the phone rather than the emails and the text. Because how you're going to come at it is you're going to thank them for buying. So they're already going to be feeling good. Leverage that emotion and then get them to close.
100%. And just in case funnels overwhelm somebody, I just want people to understand that a funnel is really just a customer journey. Cal's is really telling you, like, if you want to automate this and really get it cracking, you definitely want to implement the automations and have an actual digital funnel and have your email sequences, text message sequences, use the software and stuff like that. But if you're literally just doing this manually because it's just you, if you want to actually manually make those touches every single time, that's still a funnel. Like, it's just going to take you a little longer. You're not going to be able to automate it and scale it, but you could still make those conversions. But I know some people, like, when they hear funnels, they get overwhelmed and stuff like that. So I just wanted to reiterate that. Bro, we are at the hour.
There it is.
A couple minutes past the hour. So I want to thank you for the additional time that you gave me. Sure. It's always great hanging out with you virtually, bro. I definitely got to make sure I hit your town soon. Also, I got my first mastermind coming up in LA, August 19th and 20th, a 2-day event. Maybe you could pull up, bro.
I'll be there. Say no more. It's in LA?
Yes, sir. LA, man. At the end of August, we're going to go a little crazy. It's the Nothing Moves Till You Move mastermind.
I'll be there.
Word. Appreciate you. For guys, sure. Make sure that you follow my brother, Kyle S. King. I'm going to drop it in the chat below just in case. And yo, is there anything else you want to tell the people? Anything else you got going on that you want them to tap into? He also has a fire podcast, so make sure you tap into that. He has amazing people on as guests.
The only thing that I would say at the end is to take imperfect action. Literally, don't let not having $297 for ClickFunnels or $199 for Kajabi. Don't let the price of systems stop you from doing it. You can do the same model with a free Zoom account, and you can manually reach out and call people. All right. You can get a free Canva, a free Zoom, and you can put in them hours, put in that work, and use the money to then pay for the systems. So don't let not having a graphic designer or not having perfect slides or not having the front end money to invest in systems stop you from taking action. And let's go get it.
Appreciate you, bro. I will see you soon. Enjoy your trip in Europe. Can't wait. Listen, man, hopefully you posting some stories so I can be envious of what you got going on, bro.
I got you, bro. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. This has been another episode of the Imperfect Action with my amazing guest and friend Kyle SK. Make sure you tap into him, everything he has going on. I will put the details below so you can get the fire, because I know some of y'all ain't gonna go back and listen to it. I'm gonna make it easy for you. But make sure you follow him, tap into his information. He just taught you how to launch 5 figures and get to 6 figures ASAP. We'll see you guys on another episode. Peace.
Let's get it.